That's the second. All right. Good morning and welcome back to the 43rd Ryder Cup here at Whistling Straits. We are with the European captain, Padraig Harrington. Padraig, the wind is up today. I think everybody's seeing and feeling that. How much different is this golf course with a little bit of wind, let alone a lot, compared to a pretty docile day? I mean, maybe describe that and what the people will experience out there.
Yeah, obviously the course is designed to play like a links, and you need a bit of wind for that. So if there's no wind, it's stadium golf, hit from A to B and move on. Whereas if it is windy like it is today, and yesterday there was a nice bit of wind yesterday. The difference today with it being cold and windy, it really does affect the golf ball when the temperature drops. So it's playing like a true links. You got to hit wind shots. You got to keep the ball down at times. You've got to aim off, off into trouble and trust that the wind is going to take it back. There's lots of little issues like that when it gets windy, and it's, nobody wants it too windy. I certainly don't want it too windy this week. It's not, that's not conducive to a good fair battle. But a bit of wind is a true test of golf.
Totally. Okay, let's start over here, number 6, and then we'll go to Phil.
Yeah, hi, Padraig. We've heard to say that your team's mounting a bit of a charm offensive out there with the Cheeseheads, the colours and everything. And how much do you think it's working?
Look, the crowds are great. Everybody embraced that, as you would have seen on the first tee. That was, when we were doing the clothing with Laura Piano, they were talking about maybe bringing some Irish colours in for me. I'm not really into that sort of stuff, so I came up with, why don't we do something with Wisconsin? And obviously the Green Bay Packers kind of fitted both the Irish and the Green Bay Packers, and then the Cheeseheads came in, and a bit of fun with it. And yeah, look, it's light-hearted. You want it that way in practice. It's somewhat respectful of obviously of Green Bay Packers, and they were very much on board with this. So a bit of fun, and we got a nice reception with it, and that's kind of what you want on the practice days. And obviously business starts on Friday, but at the moment the players are enjoying it and having a good time of it.
Just really remind me of 2004 on that first tee. Bernard Langer had you guys doing something similar, just the way you engaged with the crowd. Is it all related? You learned from that even back then?
Yeah, well, look, I think Steve alluded to it in his press conference with me the first day, that they're going to try and give the crowd something exciting and kind of go back to sort of Valhalla style type thing. So yeah, look, everybody's out here to have to get on well with the crowds. There's no doubt about that. We obviously can't sign autographs this week with COVID, which is something that traditionally we would do. So yeah, these fans have come out, and they've come out on a cold day. They've come out to watch us, and we want to give them something to watch.
Phil, back right, number 7.
Neil's asked pretty much the questions I was going to ask, but I was just wondering, when you were made Ryder Cup captain a few years ago, did you think you'd be stood here talking about throwing foam bits of cheese into the crowd, or do you thought?
I suppose not. No, not at all. And that's, it is a nod to Wisconsin and obviously to Green Bay that we've gone and done this. We've gone with the colours, and obviously the Cheeseheads and throwing the things up there is a bit of fun for the fans that are here. But we want to. The Wisconsin fans are very appreciative, so we want to show our appreciation back. And it's nice. We think the colours turned out nice. We think the outfit looks really good, and I think the players are pretty stoked out there that they're doing something to show their respect for the local state we're in.
All right, we're going to go to Jeff over here on my right, number 19.
Patrick, Shane was in here earlier today in talking about the friendship you two have developed the last 5 or 6 years or so. What's the sense of pride for you to watch him earn his spot on this team, and what does he bring to this team?
He brings an awful lot into the team room. All 3 rookies do. He's got a great personality in there and really mixes well and helps the others. Golfing wise, he's a big time player. He delivers on a big stage. He's good under that sort of pressure, and that he has that belief. So yeah, he's ideally suited for this sort of format, match play, golf course, but really for the occasion, and he's definitely he's embracing it for sure. Very, very happy with the way he's going about things, and as I said, he's the type of guy who delivers on the big stage. So looking forward to that this week.
Okay, we're going straight back to Alex, 23.
Padraig, just to understand the Green Bay thing just a little better, when did you make that decision? It must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's 18 months ago, at least, maybe 2 years ago at this stage. That, you know, when you're going through the clothing with Laura Piano, you're looking at the different colours, and you know, as I said, the obvious one, oh, do you want to wear some green for Ireland? And I you know, I'm thinking, well, look, you know, this is a European team. Let's do something different. And then I said, well, why not recognise Wisconsin where we're going to play? And you know, it fit it in very nicely then to go with the Green Bay Packers. So yeah, it was just a really nice idea, and obviously it grew a little bit when it came to the Cheeseheads and the foam and the hats. And as I said, they were very good, Green Bay Packers. That we've been in contact. They bought into it too, and they supplied the hats and that. So it was you know, it worked very well on all sides.
Let's go across the way to Derek, number 5.
And now I'm a fan for life. And considering, I'm going to say this, like, I'm a Patriots fan. Ooh. So now I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. So I changed allegiance somewhat.
The conversion. Derek.
I just wonder, on a long and demanding course like this one, do you have to be careful in how much you ask of the veteran players in your team? I mean, is it
absolutely? Yeah, you know, we all know in Ryder Cups there's a fine line between playing too much, trying to stay fresh, fine line, 36 holes a day. Obviously, I have a slightly older team, experienced team, pretty fit team. You know, that's the one thing about it. You know, we're not struggling in that sense. Some of the older guys, you know, like you could put Sergio or Paul Casey, they're fairly fit and strong. You don't see them having any issues with playing 36 holes if they have to. But yeah, it's something I would be aware of, that you don't want to burn players out before the weekend, before the Sunday.
Front right, our friend Juan Guillen. Go ahead, Juan.
So the American players are coming through and kind of talking more openly about their parents or what the players they play well with. So we had Cantley talking about Schauffele. We had Justin Thomas talking about Spieth. And then we know that there's probably no chance that DeChambeau and Koepka are going to play together. So does it give you an advantage to kind of have this information and how you're going to work with that? So
mainly I'm focused on my team. Somewhat when it comes to positioning the players, not, you know, yeah, I would have a look at who we think we're going to come up against, what positions, and try and mix and match depending on what we like. So yeah, not at this stage, but definitely when it actually comes to 1, 2, 3, and 4 matches, yeah, we would look to see, well, who do we think we're coming up against, and who wants what. So yeah, look, it's a little part of it. It's not. It certainly wouldn't be. You know, there's no point in focusing too much on the other team. You have no idea. Just like you said with Brooks and Bryce, and you know, people have asked about that so much, and I keep going, well, we just don't know. They could be the best of pals this week, and could be a great partnership thrown out there. And so I'm not focused on anything really about what they're doing until I'm kind of looking at my order of positioning of my partnerships, and then maybe it might go, well, you know, who wants to play against who.
Captain, we're going to beam out to Adam Schupak. Adam, go ahead. You're with Captain Harrington.
Padraig, in 2018, Thomas Bjorn gave his team a little bit of added incentive, promising them that he would get a tattoo at a certain place on his body if the team were to win. I'm wondering if you have made some similar type promise to them for this year's team.
I am delighted that that's all they asked for, because I'd have given up a lot more. So yes, I will be getting a tattoo. If my team produce a winning week, I will be getting a tattoo to mark the occasion, and very comfortable that they only asked that much of me, because I would have given more.
Did they actually ask you to do that?
I think it's an unwritten rule, so it has come up, yes, in conversation. Maybe they didn't ask, maybe I offered and they felt that was enough. But definitely, it's a given now in Europe. Captain has to get a tattoo.
Do we have a target?
And I don't
location?
have any other tattoos at this stage, so it would be a new experience for me. Where on the body?
Yeah.
I know. It depends. No, I can't go that way. We keep. Depends how long it is.
All right, I'm going to get you off the hook. We're going to go to Eamon here at number 4.
Padraig, Poulter said earlier that he relishes this kind of chest-thumping atmosphere and would never apologise to any opponents over the years that have been irritated by him. Is it useful as a captain to have one guy who's not afraid of being a lightning rod, to let other guys on the team kind of fly under the radar if he draws all the public criticism or fire?
I think very much in what you said there. In many senses, it's useful to have somebody who takes the attention and somebody takes away from others. It's useful for somebody to help build up other players, to get them into it. So there's a lot of emotional swings and roundabouts in this, and you have to be very wary of it because, as Rory spoke earlier, it's easy to get involved and then burn yourself out for the weekend. Again, the players play for the glory in this match. They come here because they get an experience that they get nowhere else. So they want to have the excitement. You only have to look at the celebrations of the individual players when they've won matches. They're nothing like what they celebrate when they win tournaments. Like the character does change of a player this week. So yeah, emotionally you have to watch that, and good and bad. There's no doubt players can tire themselves out doing that. So yeah, and Poulter is he is who he is. We wouldn't ask him to be anybody different. It's fun to him. There's nothing in it to him that's in any way. It's not a deliberate thing. It's a bit of it's a bit of fun to him. It's a bit of his personality, and he just likes having he is maybe a little bit of Marmite, but he's pretty much a crowd favourite because of his personality.
Useful to other guys on the team to just sit back and let Ian
Yeah,
take all that attention for the week so they can go about their business?
Absolutely. You have players that you want to just focus on playing golf. They're just golfers. That's what they're, they want to concentrate. They want to know what they're doing, just like a regular week. And you have other players that want a bit more of a hyped up week. And Ian is one who can take that pressure and can deal with it. Not everybody wants that, as you said, and he can take it, handle it, and can be a lightning rod to inspire the team, and also, as you said, maybe to give other guys a quiet or an easy run.
We have time for a couple more. We're going to go back right, number 9, Ewan.
Padraig, there's been so much chat, understandably, about the kind of partisan crowd this week, and 90% is going to be American crowd. At what point does that become pressure to the Americans, whereby there's so much expectancy on them, delivering here?
It is an interesting one. There's no doubt. Most of the focus for us coming in is the fact that, it is going to be 90, 10%, 80, 20%. And as I've said all along, Europe would rather play in front of 40,000 Americans than 0 fans. But it has, maybe when we got here, has changed a little bit. You can see that there's expectation and pressure, from the fans going the other way. They have a new strategy. So yeah, there's no doubt home captain has to deal with pressure and stress, but it's not like we don't have to deal with it too. So yeah, a little bit added, no doubt about it. And I suppose we just have to wait and see.
All right, we'll wrap her up on number 10. Go ahead.
Padraig, it's cool enough out there and quite blustery. And Shane Lowry said earlier, it's like an Irish summer's day. That certainly won't hurt from a European team perspective if it's like that over the coming days.
Yeah, this will be a beach day at home. Yeah, look, my players don't need that. They're good enough. They're great ball strikers. So we're not looking for extreme windy conditions, difficult conditions, tricky conditions. We don't mind a good solid test. We don't mind, we're all happy that the temperature is to go up on Friday. We don't have a problem with that. We're relying on ourselves, not relying on outside agencies and the conditions. But yeah, maybe there is a little bit of an advantage in it for us if it does go that way. But as I've always said, we really have probably our best team ever of ball strikers. So, we're not relying, just like we're not going to be hiding any players or anything like that. We're not relying on conditions to give us the edge.
Bonus question, 20.
Sorry, Padraig. someone just texted me that's in the media center. Do you have any key holes out here this week that you can think of?
All 18. All 18. You've got to start at the first. You've got to be ready to go. You know, you can't just pick out one hole and say, you know, clearly 17 is a really tough hole, iconic hole, maybe, and 18 as well. If your matches go there, yeah, they're going to be the key holes. 18 is the key hole if you get to it, but you know, you've got to play 17 holes before that. So, yeah, just every hole is in itself is important, and you know, you don't want to be. I can't see why you would choose any particular hole making a big difference to the match. There isn't exactly. You know, if this was stroke play or something like that, you might have a risk-reward hole that you could play safe, depending on how you're going, and if you had to, you could chase and go for it. But this is match play. You've got to play it on the conditions of the day, how your match is going at that moment. So, yeah, I can't say a particular key hole, even though there would be if it was, you know, if it was stroke play. You're not getting through this tournament until you finish that last hole for sure. But in match play, you just got to play each hole as it comes.
Captain, thanks for your time today.
I got to give Brian Keogh a question there. He's travelled a long way, and I keep seeing him put his hand up. Come on, Brian.
Thanks, Padraig. You've obviously made a big effort to get to know your players as well as possible, and you know many of them very well. Just wondering, has anybody exceeded your expectations so far this week and surprised you with what they've brought to the party?
Victor, and it's hard to believe he could exceed it, but he's been brilliant. Bernd, very relaxed, and obviously Shane is right on expectation. They're the rookies that are in the team. The other guys, I knew what to expect. They've been great. Probably as captain, probably Sergio a little bit more has exceeded my expectation. I kind of knew this, but really he works really hard behind the scenes. I wouldn't say there isn't a player in that room that hasn't had a quiet word with Sergio hasn't had a quiet word with. So he's continually working that. So yeah, probably if ultimately they're all doing everybody's doing their job, and nobody is in any shape or form below. But definitely Sergio has really, I suppose, done what he should do, what he's expected to do, but definitely delivering in the team room.
Victor Dunn.
He's just great fun to be around. He really is really good, embracing it. He's at the centre of a lot of the banter and fun, and just he's excellent. I've got to say, he's we kind of knew that a bit about Victor, but like Tyrrell was that guy the last time in 2018. He came in, and you kind of see the personality on the golf course, but his personality in the locker room is completely different. And I won't say that about Victor, but he's certainly living up to it, and he's certainly the centre of a lot of the fun in the locker room.
Thanks.
Captain, thanks for your time. We'll look forward to the chat tomorrow. Talk some pairings at that point.
Indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.